You ain't no gangster. You are Ronald McDonald. You gotta sit there and let a mother dish you. And you can't say a mother. Cause y'all gotta. One thing about it, 3 tours in 1 year. Album numbers on a mixtape. And I've always been like that. I do not care. I am not pretending to like nobody because I'm scared. Thought you was a gangster. Clown. 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 Yo, imagine having to watch a diss you, take shots at you, play with you, laugh at you, and then you gotta act like you like them. Copping, please. No. Mm-mm. I did not say that.
Now, listen, you guys, it seems like things are really going down between 11 and 15 because for those of you who do not know, 15 was kind of whacking 11 in her latest release. We're going to be talking about that, and we're also going to be talking about Chris Brown and Victoria Monnet, as well as Chris Brown also being sued by the alleged stalker. And at the same time, ASAP allegedly is cheating on Rihanna with an OnlyFans model. And at the same time, we're also going to be talking about Shannon Sharp resigning or getting fired. I don't know what to make of it from ESPN. And Caesar is out there trying to do damage control. You know, she doesn't like any negativity put out in as far as she is concerned. And these are some of the things that we will be discussing in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea blog. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about number 15. I'm talking about Bongo 2. She released a song and it is called Whenever. And people are noticing that while she is seemingly whacking her bestie, number 11, Bongo 1. I'm talking about the Transformer. So, some of the lines that had people talking, we're going to be discussing about it. As for the song itself, maybe let me talk about the song itself. Oh my God, still the same thing. Feels like I've heard this before from her. The video concept, it seems like something I've seen before also coming from here. So at this point, I'm just like, is that going to be the concept? You're driving in a car, number 1. 2, you're wearing lingerie. Today it's red, tomorrow it's blue, tomorrow it's red. It's, it's like, give us something different. Everything about her is certainly repetitive. And at this point, I don't see the creativity. In as far as the rhyming is concerned, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And it is what it is. Now, moving on to the actual, lines that have people talking. She does say, keep going, cause that ish hype me, hanging with ops, you a chop. Do your thing, but that ain't how I rock. You etchies don't appreciate loyalty. Now, for those of you who are hungry and thirsty for it to be Nicki Minaj, clearly this doesn't apply because look at this. She's talking about someone that she's obviously cool with, and it is certainly not Nicki Minaj. The two of them don't see eye to eye. The two of them have had a back and forth before, and so certainly this is not something directed at Nicki Minaj. It can only be somebody who is in her camp or somebody who's close to her, which had people pointing at, the Transformer, saying that, well, the Transformer is out there hanging with party, the Transformer is out there hanging with people that have all the negative things to say about, about her. So, yeah, I kind of see where the fans are coming from by saying this is directed at the Transformer. And lately, the energy you have been seeing that, well, in as much as they've been trying to paint it to be, oh, well, there's no beef here, but the undertones, you can tell if you pay attention, there's always subliminals, that are going around. And as if that's not enough, she also did go further to talk about, seeing whether her pen works, because she was out there saying that, listen, my pen actually really does work. Let's see if your so-called pen works. And we all know that this could never be directed at Nicki Minaj because, well, Nicki's pen really does work, okay? When Nicki's pen worked on Bigfoot, you folded and you were not ready to come back. So that being said, we all know who's a reciter in this music industry, especially in as far as female rap is concerned, and it is the Transformer. So yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. It seems like there is something brewing between the two. Now, an icing, on the top is basically Ken Barbie posting about this release. And he said, make the stallion drops off the visuals for her latest single whenever. Are we feeling it? Now, one thing about this man, like if somebody that he likes drops something, he will basically hype it up and he would have said something like, oh, we are loving the buzz, we are loving the video, we are loving this. But this wording has people questioning, well, it seems a little dry. Does it mean that they probably got, caught the subliminals that were embedded in the song? But that being said, do I think that it's going to do massively well on the charts? Absolutely not. Do I think that it's foreign for the girls to go at each other? They absolutely need each other. They need to release something. They really need to release projects. And at this point, Nicki's paying them dust. They need something, to hang on to, because just by themselves, without any beef involved, there is nothing entertaining about both of them. So they need each other, and they're probably going to do this. But I don't know if the Transformer is going to be having the guts, to fight back. Like the audio that I inserted at the beginning when Nicki was saying, for how long are you going to act like you don't know that the shade is coming towards your way and you want to act like you're a fake G and all of these things? It seems like Nicki is always ahead of her time. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about Bongo 2. It seems like she's out there begging for a collaboration with Rihanna. This is what she said. Yes, Ariana Grande, she knows I'm knocking at her door. Ariana, come outside. Every time me and Ariana be talking, we be kicking. But I'm definitely going to find the right song that I want to do with her. Definitely going to call her and be like, please, friend, I need that. Come outside. I need that. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. It is what it is when it comes to Ariana Grande. I mean, they've worked together before. It's an interesting dynamic. That's all I will say. Let's see how it plays out. And yeah, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about Chris Brown. Once again, people are not having it. Chris Brown was out there posting about his tour. You guys do know that it is selling out and is doing pretty well in as far as the ticket sales are concerned. Now, somebody decided to hop on to Chris Brown's comment section, and it is none other than Bongo 2's twin sister, Victoria Monnet. So she came out there and she said, let me open one, talking about Chris Brown's shows, of course. And that has people on Twitter going crazy, as they feel like no woman should be working with Chris Brown. I mean, in the past, they have crucified people that have worked, women that have worked with Chris Brown, saying that it's betrayal to Rihanna. So, yeah, people are not having it. People are not having it. However, personally, what's interesting to me is seeing a Grammy winner begging to be an opener for Chris Brown, who is blackballed in the music industry. For me, it kind of paints a picture of what the Grammys truly are. Valueless, worthless, because you cannot tell me that somebody who recently just got a Grammy is begging in the comment section of somebody who has been chucked out of the industry. What is this? This is embarrassing on so many levels. Not even touching on the fact that, well, people feel some type of way about Chris Brown and everything that happened between himself and Rihanna. But the mere fact that, well, Victoria would be begging, it doesn't make any sense to me, honestly. Truly, indeed, Grammys do not pay bills. This is what I can say from this comment. But let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. Now, still speaking about Chris Brown, it seems like he is getting sued. You guys know that there's that lady who has been believing in her head that, Chris Brown has been sending us subliminal love messages through his music videos, to the point where Chris Brown went on to post about this lady on his Instagram, basically labeling her a stalker. It seems like that did not sit well with the lady in question, because allegedly she is now suing Chris Brown, saying that, well, him calling her a stalker without any evidence to that, or any police reports or anything of that sort, has ruined her life, and she is seeking compensation. And at this point, I'm just like, this lady, I don't know if I should take this seriously or not. Well, I think I shouldn't even take that seriously, because, ma'am, you went as far as saying different things, to women who are close to Chris and all of these things. So what do you think that was? But anyway, let us move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Well, let us talk about A$AP Rocky and Rihanna, because it seems like, well, more people are coming through and are alleging that A$AP Rocky allegedly cheated on Rihanna. Now, this time it is an OnlyFans model who went on live stream and basically admitted that, well, the most famous person that she's ever been with is A$AP Rocky. And obviously people were out there going crazy. It has to be noted that, well, in the video they did mute the audio, but the Internet Lip Readers Association was on it before they could do anything about it, before they could blur it out, because they were able to figure out that the lady actually did say A$AP Rocky. And it's saddening if actually this is true, because I mean, everybody can see how Rihanna has been holding this man down. Oh my God. And only to be repaid back by being embarrassed like this is absolutely saddening. And I kind of now get why she might not have married the guy. Maybe she just wanted to protect her assets, because imagine you get married to somebody like this, they start creeping up on you, you want a divorce, and at the end of the day, some of your fortune ends up going their way after doing you dirty. That would be such a sad situation. So I kind of get why, she probably never wanted to marry the guy. But at the same time, you know what? People always say that, well, having kids together is even more binding than just a marriage without children. So they are stuck together for life in one way or the other, even if they do break up. But maybe, again, they've got an understanding. Because one thing about these celebrities is you never really know what's transpiring behind the scenes. Maybe it's an understanding where she wanted children and she wanted them with a friend. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about all of that. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Caesar. Now, you guys do know that there's that mistake that went viral from the tour about Caesar, and Caesar is a crybaby when it comes to anything negative publicity. Now, people are accusing her and her team of trying to wipe off that footage from the internet. And I've been seeing lately, posts that do look like, they are promo. It seems like they're trying to get back. And I'm just like, even if you miss a step, even if you fall on stage, who cares? Even Beyonce fell and people spoke about it and people moved on from it. But Caesar, for some reason, seems to be very, very sensitive to what the internet has to say about any and everything that she does. But let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. For me, it really does confirm what academics was saying about Drake contacting him on behalf of Caesar to say, don't go too hard on her. Very sensitive, if you ask me. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about, Shannon Sharpe. So it is now being reported that Shannon might have stepped down voluntarily from ESPN. But do I believe that this is voluntary? I personally don't believe it. This is the statement that he released. He said, "My statement is found here and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations," said against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues. Shannon Sharp, okay? And Shannon Slow Behind decided to screenshot this. Like, how are you just going to screenshot the message that you got from your lawyer and just put it there? Like, couldn't you even try to copy and paste it, Shannon? Oh my God. But I guess his head is all over the place. He didn't see this coming. He's very shocked. He was really feeling like he's untouchable and all of these things. And this is coming to him. Like I told you, I don't believe that this is voluntary at all. I do believe that, well, it is probably, they had to tell him that, listen, if you want to step down with dignity, you can make it seem like it's your decision. But, well, out you go. Out of ESPN you go. Out of ESPN you go. I do feel like it might have been that kind of a situation. Now, still talking about Shannon Sharp, it seems like people are making fun of Shannon because Stephen A. Smith practically just snitched on him. You guys know that when the Jay-Z allegations came out, Shannon, Stephen A. Smith was out there, saying, oh, this could never be Jay-Z. This is not the man I know. It could never be true. Oh my God. It could never be him. He is a man of good character. Like Stephen A. Smith, when it comes to the whole Jay-Z situation, he was acting like it's his own story. He was acting like it's his own case. So people sort of expected the same amount of energy, when it came to Shannon Sharp. However, the Laffy Taffy alien, you guys are always correcting me that, well, that's not the Laffy Taffy alien, but I do feel like he also does look like an alien. I don't know. But anyway, I was saying that, when it comes to Shannon, like I said yesterday, he kind of threw him, under the bus, and people are noticing that, listen, they are no friends in this game. Okay, they are absolutely no friends. And you, Shannon Sharp, are not exempt. You will get the treatment. People will literally kick you when you're down if it means preserving their own check. And that's exactly the reality check that is now getting. If you thought that they were an entire clan with Jay-Z and the Laffy Taffy alien and all of these people, there's nothing like that. When push comes to shove, the people will throw you under the bus. But then again, I will insert what Cameron and Maze had to say about this entire situation and let me know if you think that they were onto something or not. Thank you very much, you guys, for watching. And until my next one, see you.
Oh, all of this is untrue. If it is true, then they gotta do something about this. If ESPN can endure this, then they should give guys like Paul Pierce his job back. They should give Matt Barnes his job back.
Yep.
And even Michael Irvin, our own Michael Irvin, should get his job back.
Yeah.
If people are not just gonna, honor what they're supposed to honor, to me, I believe that he should keep his job if he's innocent. But if he's guilty and ESPN keeps him, then ESPN need to give all those people their job back. But I don't really know how this is going to turn out.
That's very true.
And I saw really was the interview with Stephen A. when he was speaking of it. And I was watching it very carefully, Killer.
Stephen A. said something about this already?
Yeah, because Stephen A., he didn't stand with Shannon Sharp like he stood with Jay-Z. When he heard about Jay-Z, he said, the guy I know, this is not true. When it came to Shannon, he was like, I wasn't there.
Yo,
in a nutshell, yeah.
I gotta keep it static, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't there for Jay-Z neither. You wasn't there for Jay-Z. You were not there for Jay-Z, but you went out on a limb because of the character of guy you know. So I'm not saying that you're wrong for that. I'm saying I would have thought that the same standard would be there, right? If for a guy you work with every day. Well, not every day, but,
Damn near.
And I'm not taking a shot at Stephen A. It's just an observation.
It does sound like you was taking shots at Stephen A. From what you said, I didn't see Stephen A. shit, but what I'm gathering, what you said from Stephen A. said, he basically said, I don't know the guy.
Well, I ain't putting my hundreds of millions on the line for him.
Yeah, he like, no, I want to hire the he a little freaky. I don't really know the nigga. So whatever happened or whatever happens. I already know Stephen A. He one of them people like, this is going to interfere with me. I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Stephen A. is corporate.
He said, I recruited Shannon, but I'm not the boss. Basically, the other higher-ups have to deal with it. That's what he said, verbatim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, basically.
Is that throwing him under the bus?
Not a little bit, but not really.
In the streets, it's throwing you under the bus.
Yes.
But for corporate, he's not, because he's like, I hired you, and if I hire you and you do something crazy,
right,
then now ESPN is going to look at me when I bring somebody new in here like, can we trust my decision making? And I need them to know.
Right.
I brought them here on talent. I didn't bring them here on morals and principles, because you got to remember this whole situation, as the history goes, a couple months into the deal when he brought him in there was already an allegation. You know what I'm saying? So now with this coming out, it's just like the second thing, because remember, there's the tape. And Walt Disney can't do that.
Mm-hmm. I agree with the part you said. Fired for less.
Yeah, they fire a lot of people for less.
Yeah. Stephen A. said, I don't know. Got to go wash that out.
Yeah, but the messed up part is the $100 million. I hope he really get that $100 million. But let me ask you something, Killer. If you had $100 million on the table and a joint from back in the days just say, you know what, I need 50. Mm-hmm. When you didn't wild out, but you said some things on tape you wasn't supposed to say. Not that you did, but and she said, I need 50. What would be your response?
Take it to trial. I don't got $1, yo. I ain't got $1 for none of them. Yo, listen, man. That's why I got an iPhone 3. I got everything. And I got it all. I got 3 desktops full of information, all my phones. I got Nextel flip phones. I got all that because I know for a fact that it's a lot of angry women that things may not have worked out between not just me, anybody.
Yeah.
And then you come up and then they're mad about this is a recent situation. Yeah. You're right. You're 100% right. It's a bunch of females that been back in the days. Not like I said, don't even gotta be me and be like, oh, this nigga